Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gaming with me, Tony Mo, and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. It's time to do some bounty hunting. I've actually been making a decent amount of cash, just running around the galaxy. Actually, I've been kind of sticking around a certain area, a certain vicinity. I've been trying to find some of the locations on the map that have, you know, pirate factions and mafia type factions. And I've been doing quite a bit of bounty hunting that way, and actually up to 57,000 credits. I've been taking in some decent bounties. Most of them NPC, sadly. I haven't really gotten any player bounties. I've had one player bounty, and that is it, which is kind of upsetting, but let's make sure that actually went on there. Okay, there we go. And I finally purchased a skin for my ship. I wasn't going to, but $3, can't really go wrong. I really wanted something a lot darker, and I like the black and the blue. It actually does look pretty sweet. But currently, I guess I think I've already shown off the outfitting on the ship. Currently, we're running a big-ass cannon, as I like to call it. And we're also still running that lone pulse laser. I don't really want to spend any more money on the ship. It is efficient at bounty hunting currently, at least if I stay within the proper ship class. You know, if I start going all crazy trying to take on, you know, yeah, things that I shouldn't be taking on like Vipers, it's going to become an issue. But right now I'm not, so let's go ahead and head back to the surface. Let's go ahead and take a look at our map. Been hanging around Cerebrov Station for the last couple days, actually, so some decent hunting here. Also have a bounty in the Empire that I need to go claim at some point, but it's not really a large amount, so I'm not too concerned about it. But a lot of convoys, trade convoys that have been under attack that I've been popping out into, using those unexplored navigational beacons. I've been seeing those all over the place, actually, and been kind of flying into those. You know, for the most part, you end up flying into a lot of debris from, like, a past fight, which is great if you want to steal some of that stuff and try and find a place to sell it, but that's not really what I'm looking to do, so just kind of been hopping in and out of those like crazy. And I've been able to take down, at least I think I'm up to 6 Cobra Mark IIIs now that were attacking trade convoys. And those are really great bounties. You have to be careful, though, because the Federation does usually show up, and of course, if you put some rounds on them, you're going to end up with a small fine on your head. However, they have seemed to have reduced that fine, because I did accidentally engage. And it was purely my fault, to be honest. I was mistargeting. But I actually engaged a Federation Eagle, and I thought, oh man, I'm going to be screwed. I was actually able to finish up the fight, kill off both these Cobra Mark IIIs that were assaulting this trade route, come back. I stealthed in just to be safe, but it was only a 200 credit fine, so you can't, that's just really not bad. I was expecting it to have wasted the whole, like, $15,000 CR bounty that I had picked up, which would have just sucked to no end. For the most part, I don't spend too much time hunting guys out of hyperspace anymore. Pretty much just looking for those unidentified beacons and picking those up. But let's try and set a general route, because I find this does make things a little bit better. We'll head towards Lavi Matalone City, however the hell you say this place. It sounds Italian. It sounds Italian. And let's see if we can't find some of those beacons popping up and do a little bit of hunting. They always seem to pop up right in front of your face. One of the purchases as well that I've been kind of, oh, there we go, unidentified signal source, that I've been sort of hemming and hawing over is the, that frame wake scanner. Because I've had a couple instances now where I've gotten a one-on-one combat with things like, yesterday it was actually a Viper that I engaged. And I was a bit concerned about it, but I was taking this guy down. He was a low-level pilot. You know, he was wanted. He had about a 9,000 CR bounty on his head, and I pretty much almost dropped him. Of course, dumb me forgot to engage his FSD the entire time during combat, so he was able to jump into hyperspace. And of course, I can't do anything at that point. If I had the frame wake scanner, I could have scanned his wake and saw where he jumped to. But I don't know if it's worth it for me. On such a small ship, I think maybe I'm better off just making the money I need to purchase that Viper and then go from there. Oh, we got something interesting going on here. Is this possibly another convoy under attack, or is it a funeral? That's the question. That is a funeral. It's not the first one I've flown into. Watch where you're flying, dude. It's a funeral just chilling out. I've discovered that I've run into a lot of these funeral processions going on, and I'd like to pay my respects by dropping some chaff. I think chaff is actually a very pretty thing, you know? People do the sign of the cross when they see a funeral go by. I drop some chaff in space, say my piece, and go on my way. Hopefully he was a good pilot, he lived a good life, and hopefully he did not die young, because... Also a wonderful, wonderful sound. That little chaff thing recharging.
2, 1, engage.
I'm curious if there's any point to those funeral processions apart from, you know, just a nice little random event to pop into. I imagine pirates would actually find some use to them. Because if you need to kill some civilians, I would imagine that those guys would count as said civilians if you're doing any sort of a pirate mission. A bit messed up if you ask me, but pirates will be pirates. Alright, let's see here. Actually got a couple players in the area. Never hurts to do a scan, you know, while you're waiting for a possible unidentified signal beacon to pop up. Let's rotate around here. So we got a fellow Sidewinder here, Commander Nicotoni. He's harmless and clean. Does not surprise me. Adders always seem to carry big bounties. I know I've said this before, and they can definitely mess you up, but if you stumble onto the right one... Yeah, of course he's clean. It's not often you see an adder running around with the bounty on his head. No, we're getting interdicted. Let's just go ahead and submit. I pretty much always submit to these immediately, because it's a possible chance of combat. Who knows? It's probably just some scummy pirate. Oh, look at this guy. He's already engaging me. He's in an eagle. Well, it looks like I've got the fight that I was looking for.
Flight assist off. Flight assist on.
We're gonna make sure as soon as we have a chance here, after we make this pass, to go ahead and attempt to target his subsystems. Hit his FSDs with these laser rounds. Alright. Let's go, Soup. It's a hell of a nickname you got there. By hell of a nickname, I mean a damn terrible one. I'm gonna kill your ass. Some people mentioned actually the other day to me, I've had quite a few people say throughout the series that I should get gimbaled weapons, and on this ship, I don't think it's a necessary purchase. I actually like the bit of skill that it requires me. It's good practice is what it is at an early state when I can afford to do this. I understand maybe down the road I'm flying something like Viper, taking on multiple other Vipers in larger scale combat or even one-on-one combat, that having some sort of a gimbaled weapon will probably be a benefit, but I really do like precision targeting. I'm a huge fan of this. I talked about this with Star Citizen the other day, how I lock my gimbaled weapons. I just find it to be more enjoyable. And it does help. It helps build, you know, your accuracy and your skill with the joystick when you don't have the abilities for the weapon to just, you know, sort of fire on its own. You really have to make those shots count. It's good fun is what it really is. You know, I like being able to fly about saying, no, I don't use gimbaled weapons. I use precision weapons only. It may sound just like an elitist thing, trying to sound better like everybody else, but I'm not, you know, it's an enjoyable factor for me, which is why I avoid gimbaled weapons. I've been messing around with disabling flight assist to make some more rapid turns. He's just gonna stop and get nuked. Not bad, 6,184 CR, which usually ends up being a little bit more than that. No, it looks like that was exactly how much it was worth. So not bad, nice little bounty cleanup there, can't complain. Soup is no more. He'll have to go get a clone and come back for his revenge.
Frameshift drive charging.
Charge it up, yo.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
So the more I've been playing the game and the more I've been focusing on combat and specifically the bounty hunting in the systems, the more I've been seeing a lot of those random events that when you choose to go to the combat route, they happen pretty frequently, you know. If you spend a lot of time in hyperspace, people are often trying to frameshift interdict you. I've been pulled out like 3 or 4 times now. A couple times, pretty much just had nothing be there, which I thought was kind of weird. I don't know if that's a bug in the game. The same thing has happened with me actually interdicting NPCs, where I interdict, it says it was successful, the target submitted, and then the target has just vanished. You know, I'd like to think that they went cloaked and went all smarty pants on me and went silent running mode, but you don't see them, you know? It's weird. I don't know if that's the case or just, you know, small randomness factor that they put into each of the interdiction events. Let's see. I'm pretty much done picking up anything from the bulletin boards. I stop every once in a while. And you know, there are times when you could like sort of double your cash by picking up a bulletin thing and then also claiming a bounty. But I haven't seen a lot of those, and they usually require me to take on much higher level commanders, ships, you know, taking on high level Cobra Mark IIIs and stuff like that. And it's a little bit out of my range. I've engaged a few of them that were higher than harmless, rank-wise, let's put it that way, and yeah, I ended up having to run. The biggest thing is that their ships are usually equipped with some sort of a turret gimbaled weapon, which, when you're in the Sidewinder, those things just absolutely nuke you. I mean, they will tear through your shield very quickly, and it's not like, you know, staying behind the opponent is going to prevent you from taking damage. It's just a matter of you're taking damage all the time, as long as they're anywhere near you, which is... that's harsh. That is very, very harsh, actually. Let's make a destination towards the Aristotle Gateway here. I find that it's better to try and set in a destination and then, you know, sort of cruise our way there and wait for some of those unidentified signal beacons to pop up, because when you just kind of float in space, there we go, we got one already. They don't genuinely generate. It seems like they generate when you're actually moving into new areas of space. If I just stick in the same place forever, you don't seem to find as many as frequently anyways. Let's make our way in. Speaking of the Wings update that I talked about in the last video, a lot of people upset about that. It has seemed to have been delayed till March. You know, it is what it is, I guess. It sucks. I think a lot of us wanted it. A lot of people were looking forward to that because, you know, at least getting it out in a beta, knowing that it's being tested by people who backed early, so we could eventually all have the ability to play with our friends. It is what it is, though. You know, I think it's understandable that Frontier had to release Elite, you know, into what they would call a full release build, even though it's nowhere near finished, because they needed to make money. They didn't have the same sort of crowdfunding experience that Star Citizen did, and they need to make cash. They genuinely do. I don't think that they're actually receiving large sums of money from the publisher to work on this game, so... not to mention publishers taking a cut, you know. I'd like to actually see solid numbers from Frontier. I know they will never release those types of things because that's just business confidentiality. But I would like to see that, you know. I'd like to see just how much money they're actually making off the game right now and how much of it is going into Frontier's development process. You know, how much are they actually getting and how much is the publisher taking? Because after all, that is the huge benefit of what CIG is doing. What Chris Roberts wanted to do is, you know, he had that luck. They just ended up getting so much money. We don't need to go to a publisher anymore. Boom. 100% crowdfunded space experience. And I think at the end of the day, if they can hold true to their word, the end results of that game, because of the lack of a publisher, are going to be exceptionally amazing. That's not to say that I don't think Elite can do all the things that it plans to do. I think it most definitely will eventually do those things. I just think that they have a lot more restraints, and I think that the amount of money that they're going to be making, profit-wise, is going to be much lower, and it's definitely going to halt the speed of the development of some of these features like PlanetSide and the Wings update. It's going to be harsh for them, I think. Nothing like finding some floating canisters of BioWaste out in the middle of frickin' nowhere. Let's get ready to jump back into space. I hate finding these. I flew all the way out there so I could find some damn poop in space.
3, 2, 1, engage.
Great. Still repping low rank for everything, which is kind of depressing. Combat rank is harmless, trade rank is penniless, and my explorer rank is aimless. I'd like at least to get that combat rank up. I don't know how many things you actually have to take out here. Looks like we got another identified signal source, though, almost immediately coming out of the gate there. Let's go ahead and roll our way into this one. And maybe we can get ourselves another bounty here. It seems like such a repetitious process, and I mean, it genuinely is a very repetitive process. Repetitious, that's not even a freaking word. It is a very repetitive process. You know, just floating around, hunting for these things, floating around, hunting for these things, eventually getting into combat, but I find it actually really enjoyable. And the idea for me is that this is sort of my entry level, you know, combat loop. I'm gonna spend some time doing this. Once I get my hands on the nice big fat python, then I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna actually start doing some of the higher level bounties and hopefully some of the you know, sort of low security areas where there's more pirates. And at the same time, I'd also like to start seeing if I can actually maybe hunt down some real players on that top 5 bounty board list. I mean, those guys are some serious money. It would definitely require a ridiculous amount of luck and skill and navigation to find those guys. But if I can do that, that would be a hell of a lot of fun. Not sure how I would put that all into a video, because that would be a lot of flying around, a lot of looking. I'd probably just do it all in the background, edit it, and once it was finished, release it in sort of a series or maybe one long video. But that would be really fun. That'd be cool. I mean, that's, at the end of the day, what we all look for when we talk about bounty hunting. It looks like we've stumbled upon some cobras. We got novice pilots in these things, and they are wanted. We're just going to go ahead and engage before they even have a chance to engage us. I'll hit for the guy in the back first. Cobra, of course, is a wicked fast ship, but I've taken out so many at this point that were novice difficulty, so I seem to be alright. Anything above novice is when you start to have some issues. Henry Swandeber. Blah blah. Sounds like a pirate name. Good thing is he doesn't have a shield on, so once we get the accuracy levels up here, we're just going to start blasting him with our cannon. Whoa, he's coming to a complete stop in space. That's his strategy. I see how it is. I could have swore there was another one that was also wanted, but it doesn't seem that if it's his friend, it doesn't seem that he cares about helping this guy out too much. Whoa! That was yeah, that was a hell of a pass we made there. Talk about a genuine joust. He's flying at me, leaning the ship back and like nailing the reverse on that thing. He's sure staying agile. That's probably his biggest benefit right now, is he hasn't taken too many hits from that cannon, but there we go. Oh, that was last minute dodge, just as the cannon went on reload. He's done though, he is done. He was already flying around with no shield. I'm not sure if he was in combat, but it was a crummy little bounty at the end of the day. But hey, bounty hunters will be bounty hunters. Eliminate all and any targets. There's still some guys in the area. We seem to have sort of flown away from them. I'm kicking the thrusters here. We do seem to have also picked up a wanted bounty level on ourselves, which is a little bit frustrating, but let's see what we got here. Looks like a hauler. Guy's probably friendly, probably getting attacked by this guy. No, he's wanted. A wanted hauler. What system are these guys wanted in? Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, they're in the Yakabuga Peoples, man. That's pretty much where I've been hanging out. I don't know if we could actually engage this guy, but we're gonna go for it. I'm also really pissed about our personal bounty. I don't know what's up with that. We're gonna have to fly in stealth to the station, get that bounty taken care of, and see where that goes from there. Let's just nuke this guy's engines with these cannons. Figures he's gonna get away. I don't even have time to lock it. Best thing we can do right now is we're just gonna try and pummel him as many rounds as we can. And that is a kill.
Target destroyed.
criminal Morten Brodvik. Does seem like we still have some targets out here. Somebody dropped some goodies. Wonder if it's anything worthwhile, actually. Just some combat stabilizers, not anything I am particularly interested in, if I'm honest. Got another guy. They're just like oblivious to each other. We have a thermal overload on our pulse lasers though, but we're gonna just hit this guy up quickly. Like I said, the novice level pilots are they're kind of pathetic in my opinion. They'll get a few hits off on me, but in general they're not doing any damage that I have any reason to be concerned about anyways. That's why I would love to see more players in this game. That's what I've come to after several days of bounty hunting now. It's like, this is great, you know, there's NPCs for me to kill, but I just wish there was a higher player population and less NPCs. I think that they need to exist, but the fact that it's so difficult to actually stumble into players in general, you know, there's just not a lot of interaction going on. And again, that could be because I'm in a lot of high-sec areas still. The Federation exists, has a very strong presence here. So that's probably a big part of it. Low-sec, I've managed to start seeing more pirates, more actual players, you know. I don't want to complain too much about it until I've spent some more time exploring the other systems, and I'm still very much in, you know, the same sort of area. I haven't really gone out of my reach. That was a pathetic attempt. He's just not even attacking, you know? You run into so many instances like this where they're not even... I just don't even know what he's doing, you know? I'm just gonna clean up like 4 bounties here. Oh, he's gonna jump, he's gonna jump. There's not a damn thing I can do about it right now. Yep, that's the end of that one. Probably got a ton of Federation pilots floating around me now. Let's see what these guys are doing. I mean, it's not bad, you know, we got some decent cash out of that whole situation, but... this is what I want to know. Why are we wanted here? Where's my transactions? These are claims. Federal Security Service. This is the last thing I want to be anywhere near. Okay, those are 2 Federal Security Service guys. We're gonna get out of here as quickly as we can.
Frameshift drive charging.
We'll deal with our wanted level later on.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm hoping it's small. I mean, they were both clearly tagged as wanted, so I don't know why we would actually have to deal with any sort of a bounty, but we're gonna make our way to Cerebrov Station. It's one of the... It's not really one of the smaller stations, but it's one of the ones I've had luck flying into already with bounties on my head, wanted levels, so... Hopefully we just don't have another player... Actually, hopefully another player attempts to interdict us. I would actually love to see that go down. Maybe we'll get lucky. Yep, look at that. Let's throttle back. We're good on ammunition, we're good on health, our shield's in good shape. And let's see what we're about to stumble onto here. Doesn't look like it's another player.
Flight assist off.
Just trying to listen to see if I can hear anybody's thrusters going. You know, somebody's flying in silent running mode. And they just came out of it, and they don't run on my radar, but I think that...
Flight assist on.
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. Maybe it was another player having the same issue I was talking about earlier on. Local bounty 200 credits, okay. That's a very, very small bounty. I'm not ultra concerned about that.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Let's make our way into Cerebrov. I would have liked to actually have another player, you know, over a 200 credit bounty. I'd be more than happy to get into a dogfight. Let's throttle back. Try not to overjump Cerebrov here. Take a look at that one more time. Yeah, we got a 200 CR bounty for our local bounty. Which is, obviously, we're going to have more than enough money to pay for that, as well as ammunition costs for the entire trip that we just took with that 9,000 CR bounty that we picked up, so not bad. Not a bad day's worth of hunting, I would say. You know, if I can average around, I'm usually doing around 10,000 to even about 15,000 CR every time I go out. 20 minutes to 45-minute sessions, play sessions I've been doing every day whenever I can. That's good income in my opinion. That is not a lot of a play time. You know, if I sat down and played for 2-3 hours, I'd probably rack up, you know, twice that, maybe even more. Because that's also going to increase my odds of running into even higher level bounties, so it's a good starting way to make money right now, that's for sure. My biggest issue is the places that you are forced to engage in combat in. It works because of the flight system that Elite uses, but I just want to see more areas of space with like debris and, you know, smaller asteroid belts that you can actually go hunting in. I know they exist, people have told me they exist, they don't really show up on the map, you have to find them. That's to me where the fun is, you know, hunting in an asteroid belt, not just out in the pitch black areas of space. It's kind of just depressing after a while. But again, I suppose I only have myself to blame for that. We'll have to see what we can do about finding a proper, you know, asteroid belt hunting ground to do some bounty hunting in sometime. But right now, this has just been a really profitable area for me, as I was saying earlier, and I need the money, I need the income for a new ship. I definitely did not want to continue to play the game. Oh, look at this, just before we get into Cerebrov here. Let us see. Who have we stumbled upon today? Oh, great.
Scan detected.
Let's see how this goes down.
Frameshift drive charging.
Come on, dude, it's a 200 CR bounty. I should have known better. I should have known better. We'll make it out of here anyways, he's way behind us already.
4,
These Federation Eagles, man, are so damn slow.
1, engage.
Maybe they have a governor on them, perhaps. Limiting the speed that they can actually go to. That'd be hilarious. That's like limiting a highway patrol officer to 55 miles an hour. That would be absolutely fun. Just, yeah, that'd be hilarious. Alright, let's make our way into Cerebrov. We're gonna have to do a stealth entry here, or at least attempt to, so we don't get nuked by the station. I like this ship. I've grown attached to it. I'd rather not lose it. It's always tempting. Just one more signal source, man. Alright, we're not going to it. Let's make our way in. We got enough issues to deal with this 200 CR bounty on our head. Once we jump out into Cerebrov, we'll shut down some of our systems so we can get a little bit more room to cook up our ship a little bit when we go in using silent running mode. We're going to attempt to use the flight assist disengage as well to kind of float the ship in with no throttle, but I'm just not that good flying with flight assist off currently, so it definitely ends up being sometimes more of a waste of energy than it is actually a gain of energy for me, so we'll see how that goes. Hello, Cerebrov. Good to see you. I've really been calling this place home the past couple days, which I definitely enjoy. Actually kind of just picking a station and sort of camping out here. There's just something about that in these open world games in general. I've been doing that in H1Z1, sort of hanging out around Pleasant Valley. I don't know, you just get attached to places, you know? So yeah, I like this place. Let's try and line up with the front of the station as much as possible here. Let's go ahead, disable our weapon systems. We're gonna get pulse laser, chaff launcher, frame shift drive can go down, frame shift interdictor can go down. And we'll go ahead and kill the shield generator as well.
Shields offline. Docking request granted.
Bring it around. Alright, increase throttle, hit the boost once, decrease throttle, disengage,
Assist off.
silent running mode on.
Silent running.
Deploy landing gear, disable full.
Assist on. Landing gear deployed.
That was close, but hey, we made it. Let's kick the silent running mode back off.
Thermal signature restored.
That was about as sketchy as it gets, but a hell of a lot of fun. And that's really all that matters at the end of the day. Dude, and that eagle coming out of there, I think that was an eagle, was probably just like, whoa, dude, where the hell are you going? Alright. My landing skills have gotten poorer over time, it seems, rather than better.
Docking successful.
Alright, we made it in. Let's go ahead and get this bounty off our head before we have any more freaking Federation dickheads shooting at us over a 200 CR bounty. Alright, 300 CR. Oh, I'm sorry. That was totally worth it, man. Let's redeem those bounty vouchers. Making our way up. Wrapping it up with 66,000 CR. I'll take that. That is a nice little chunk of cash right now. Let's just for kicks. Let's take a look at the top 5 Yakubugai bounties. Looks like we've got Commander DeBrath, Commander Radon, Commander Sigger, Avior, and Pinkman. Pinkman's been on here for the last couple days, actually. I've been seeing him. He's now last reported location is Beta Sculptorus, which is let's take a look at this just for kicks. I know that's going to be like way in the middle of nowhere, but let's see, Beta Sculptorus. Galaxy map. Navigation. We're looking for Beta Sculptorus. That's a hell of a long way away from us. Oh, man. Let's take a look at the system that he's in, though. A system that he has been seen in, anyways. That is way away from us. That is a very interesting looking system, jeez. So, what do we have here? We got a couple... So these are faction controls areas. Beta Sculptor's faction actually owns this location. That's interesting. It's a one station system, but it has pretty much everything. Got commodities, refueling, rearm, shipyard. He's probably just passing through this system. I can't see there being a reason for him to actually stay here. There's a lot of rich, a lot of metal-rich planets out here, though. There's also some rocky planets. I'd love to see these planets in the star, man. This is freaking gorgeous. Blue-white star. Well, he is quite a bit out of our range capabilities as it currently stands, and as it will probably stand for the next several play sessions. So I don't think we're gonna go ahead and worry too much about that just yet. Let's take a look at the shipyard. I'd like to remind myself of the cost of the Python, you know, every once in a while. Or I'm sorry, the Viper. Why do I keep calling it the Python? I don't even know what the Python is. There's not even a Python in this game. Great. Alright. Viper, 142,000 CR. We still have quite a ways to go. We're nearly halfway there, so... Not bad. Not bad. I think we'll be there sooner than later. I'm very excited to actually get my hands on this ship just because of the amount of hard points we actually have. We have 2 utility points, 2 small and 2 medium, as well as a bunch of internal hard points. And, you know, it just comes stock with some great modules. I'm just excited to really tweak this thing out. We'll probably... I consider often dumping my cargo rack if at all possible, but you know, if you can't replace it with anything of use, there's really no reason. But it just it's not something I use. I don't really need it. But however, one day might be some issue where I could pick up one slave and get like 1 billion credits. So you might want to hold on to that. But thank you guys for joining me for some more Elite Dangerous. I have the next entry in my Elite Dangerous journal up on Tumblr. You'll see it linked in the comment section below. If you guys have any questions about what you saw here, about Elite Dangerous as a whole, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I'll do my best to answer them. And of course, if you have any feedback for the series, you know, anything you like, anything you don't like, anything you'd like to see more of, as always, feel free to leave that in the comment section below as well. And I'll see you in the next one.